Hey y'all, welcome back to Dixie Customs. We got our mobile shop here with the creeper and engine stand and the heater and everything. We're headed south. Got a back seat full of tools. Got to pull the motor out of that black truck we told y'all about. And since there's no machine shops up here, I'm just going to pull it out down there, and that way I can take everything to a machine shop and get the work done and get it put back together. So, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And we're going to get in the road and get to this, so we'll catch y'all on the road.
Well, here he comes now. Big Bird's went and towed in the Chevy truck that we've got to fix the motor in. So he's pulling it in now. Gonna pull it in here in the shop and get started on it. So Big Bird gets to work yet again while we're here in Georgia.
Metal shavings.
All the glitter.
And they bent the oil pan.
Yeah.
Idiots.
So we get to fix somebody else's mess again. Get Big Bird pulled out of the way of the door, and I guess we'll roll this thing on in the shop.
Boy, I guess it's gonna be entertaining.
I'm gonna get on in here, but get out of the way too.
Ready? Yeah.
At least the driveway is a little bit downhill, as long as we can stop it. Okay.
I thought we were going to come in at a rapid rate of speed. Yeah, I don't know why I took the mass cylinder off of it. I don't know how they did half what they did.
They obviously didn't know what they were doing.
No, they broke the accelerator cable out of the floorboard. Oh well.
Who need to get working on it?
The quick lube over behind him. He took it in for an oil change and he put an oil back in it, and here's the end results.
And they're the ones that tore this apart too?
Yeah, they're the ones that tore it apart, so.
Then they realized they didn't know what they were doing either.
I don't know. I would say what the problem is, but it's going to piss people off, so I ain't going to say nothing. Just, it's obvious, don't let certain people work on your vehicle. We'll put a clip in there of the truck running. First part of this year, I think it was. Anyhow, we'll put a clip of it running when we got it up and running. Didn't take no pictures of it. We smoothed firewall out, painted it all flat black. All this is our work, except for the locked up motor. That ain't my work. But we'll get some tools in here and we'll get back with y'all here in just a minute. We got the head off of it. We didn't video that because everybody knows how that comes out.
We didn't video taking out the motor either.
Yeah. So, the timing chain's still in good shape. But right here, the cam lobes are purple. Where it was ran without oil. Well.
Do we need a flashlight?
You see how those are done turning blue from where they was ran without oil. So everything in the motor is going to have to be replaced. They didn't just... They ran it a little longer than what they said they did. So that looks polished right there from where there was no oil lubricating it in the journal. And then the rod caps are purple. So this may get expensive before it's all over with. We're gonna pull this other head off. This head here looks good. You can still see the copper tone on it where I put copper spray on the gaskets. But the rollers on the rockers, the ends of them's a little discolored and got grooves in them. So everything was just slapping around. Nothing was making, everything was making friction. And then one of the push rods. Anyhow, one of the ends of the push rods, the cutting's coming off, that's blistered up on it. But let's get this other head pulled off right quick. I remember what I did with the ratchet. We'll have a bar at Rodney's shop, the neighbor across the street. He was kind enough to let us use his shop. And we done loosen these up, so. Or he loosened them up. I would use the impact, but the camera does not like impact wrenches.
May not be the camera, just the people watching.
Yeah, well, both. A little bit of all the above. Yeah, this motor has very, very few miles on it. And the only reason the oil was changed is because of a debt that was owed. So, but since you're here and you can see, she can show you the high performance. She can show you what's so special about the heads. So right there it says GM2T and then it says high performance. What that means is your ports on your intake and your exhaust is bigger than a normal big block. And these heads are highly sought after. But the motor's been, crankshaft was balanced. dark down there, so you can't see the slug on it. But everything was done right about it, right up to the end. And there's your thread sealing on your head bolts, so you can see it stays with it through the duration. Yeah, when we built this thing, we didn't do videos, so the only pictures we have, only video we have is when it was running idle in front of the truck. She can put that in the video, or if you want to go back and look on the shorts, it's on there. Let's see what these pistons look like. Stick it on the bottom right there. Right. Maybe put too much of the good stuff on.
You're gonna have to break out the torch like the other guy said.
Yeah. Yeah, the other guy said they're gonna take a torch to get the motor out of it. But if you video in there, the transmission's still in it. We took the motor out. You step on your glasses. She can video in there where we left the transmission. We didn't have to pull the
Bump it up.
the transmission out of it.
I can't even really move it. Got that pin right off.
Although now the guy wants the transmission looked at too,
Yeah.
the owner.
Stick it right here, right?
Huh.
See it pop right there.
You get that moving.
And if you don't believe the copper still works,
Get a screwdriver and hammer.
here's proof. Here's proof it does work.
There we go.
We can get the head back off. Okay. Yeah, that's full-grown head right there. Copper still works. Well, one problem we have is the oiling gallery. We scarred up the cylinder walls where the oiling ring wasn't oiling no more. So, we'll get the water drained out of it and get it turned over. We'll be right back with you. I've got the camshaft out. It's got a little discoloration going on with it, especially with being a new camshaft. You can see right there where the roller was coming across and slapping. It's like it was trying to stop rolling. But if you look at the cam bearings, I don't know where to hold the light so you can see. The cam bearings are scarred up real bad. So, we're fixing to turn it bottom side upwards and dump more water in the floor and see if we can get the crankshaft out of it. Because all the metal shavings that's in the oil pan, that's buried material. And even the camshaft got blue into it. And you rub your finger across it. So we fixed to be making expensive parts list. All of your downforce of your lifters are pushing downward, so the bottom half of the cam bearings is where your pressure is. So that's the reason there's the bottom half was bad where there was no oil. All right, well, we found the whole issue. The bottom end was ran without oil. So look at the rods. This one's purple. That one's purple.
I don't think you can tell with the light shining from that direction, but we'll see.
Yeah, that one's purple. That one's purple. So we'll get a bearing cap off and see what we got. The engine hoist has got a mind of its own. Well, I guess we'll take the purple one off. Oh, I forgot about the camera. And the impact wrench. Hold y'all's ears.
That's looking good.
Nope, that ain't good at all. You can see the blue in that. And the bearing is part of the engine. At least part of the crankshaft. Oh yeah.
Get it up.
Yeah. And I think this was already turned. No, it was turned at 10. So it's 10,000, so we'll have to turn it 20 over. But if you see right here where it's been weighted and ground, where the motor's had slugs welded in it, that's where it was balanced. That's where you get your balancing from on your motor. Crankshaft's gotta be turned backwards. But anyhow, that there, it's crazy. You just did it on this one side. Well, no, it didn't. No, that side there, front side, this and this one. So we got 2 rods on this side and 2 rods on that side. And these done been loose, so that ain't because they were around loose. They were trying to figure out what made the motor lock up. But surely it wasn't because it was ran out of oil. It had to be somebody else's fault. Oh yeah. You can see how that one's purple. Where it was ran with no oil. So, imagine the oiler rings, because the cylinder walls have got scar into them too. So, yep, it'll collapse the oiler ring. Yep, too much heat. Yeah, the end of that rod is purple. So, that means we're going to get some rods for it, because 9 times out of 10 when they turn purple like that and get heat in them, they get out of round. The circle's no longer there. The wrist pin's still got movement in it. But you can see the new pistons. I mean, everything in the motor was brand spanking new. So, we're going to, well, that bearing is about welded to the block. I mean to the crankshaft. And you can see the damage it did to the crankshaft too. Friction buildup started cutting the sides of the bearing off. Started melting it. So anyhow, we'll get it torn down. Everybody's seen a motor get torn down before, so we won't bore y'all with that one. We'll bring you back when we get the, well, we'll go ahead and take the, well, we'll get the pistons knocked out and we'll bring y'all back. All right, we got the pistons and all that of it. And all the journals look good, but you can see right here where it's welded and balanced. Right there. Right there. Right there. And right there. Right there, as you can hear, spun that bearing, spun both of those bearings, and spun that bearing. And in retaliation with the bearings leaving, they came into contact with the pistons here. Because this thing was real tight tolerance built. So you can see right there where when the bearing went away on the rod, the piston come up and kissed the valve. And that one there is bent. You can feel the shoulder on it. That one there's got a tap mark on it. That one there is bent. So the tale of them just cranking it up and it cutting off is far-fetched. And then also at the base of your cylinder walls, where it's been bored, is egg-shaped a little bit down there too. And every one of the oiling rings on the pistons are collapsed. And I can't remember, it was bored 60 over, so nothing else can be done to the block. It's pretty much at its maximum bore. But you can see on that piston where it's shiny, where the valve was hitting, coming into contact with it. But when I built this, the tolerance in it was near about nothing. So at the end of the day, when you have low tolerance, that's what you get whenever things start stretching and getting out of coherent with each other. They get knocked into coherence. So looks like we're going to need a valve right there. The edge on that one's rolled, so that's probably going to need a valve. That one's fine. It's got a little whoop-de-doo to it, so. But these are GM high-performance heads, so it's a good thing they didn't mess the heads up, because you ain't gonna just go find these laying around somewhere. So we're gonna get this to the machine shop and let them do their magic on it, and as soon as we get it back, we'll bring you back with the follow-up video of it. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.
Well, he called and told me to meet him out in the yard. He was hauling something in, so here he comes down the driveway now. Not sure what he's dragging in today.
may do a wheeler run on it, and then we may have to do something with some parts afterwards. Make all of our viewers happy with us.
Check out the passenger side.
Got some minor body damage, but I think it'll buff out.
You think it'll buff out?
Anything's possible. Well, what we got here is a VTech motor. Suppose it's supposed to be a good VTech motor, but only time will tell.
And where's this VTech motor going?
Well, if y'all are some OG subscribers, y'all remember some of our shorts in the first videos of a square body black Chevrolet truck. She can install the clip of it running. Anyhow, we took and shaved the firewall, took the heater box off of it, and built a big block to go in it, stroker motor, and painted it flat black for a buddy of mine. And it's been about maybe a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, since we got done with the truck. Well, he took it to a quick lube for some unknown reason and got the oil changed. Well, they called me about the filter because I had a black Wix filter on it, because up there in Tennessee they didn't have no AC Delcos. So I put a black Wix filter on it when I put the oil in it. Well, the quick lube had put a red filter on it. So his son called and he goes, I want to know where you get that black filter from. I said, well, it's just a Wix filter. I said, they're black, and then you got the blue AC Delcos. He said, I want to put a black filter back on this motor. What kind of oil do we put in it? I said, well, you put Rotilla. That way it's got the zinc and all in it for the cam and for the motor. So the guy at the quick lube had put the refined oil in it and had put a Fleet filter on it. Just one of those generic filters that the oil change place uses. So anyhow, they drained the oil out of it, and I don't know if the guy got mad or what this deal was from there, but anyhow, I followed it up to the point to where they drained the oil back out of it and changed the filter. And then about a week later, I got a phone call, and he said that he had been dreading to call me and tell me this news, but the motor in the truck had locked up. So we came to Georgia, which is where we are now. I went and got the truck because I had to work on one of his rollbacks, and went and picked the truck up and brought it over here to a buddy of mine's house, used his shop, and tore it down, and The connecting rods in it are purple. We're going to show a video of that because we went and videoed it as I tore it down. So long story short, the motor, the 454 is burnt. And the guy does not want to pay to have it fixed. And it was all his fault. The motor ain't got but maybe 1,500, 2,000 miles the most on it since it was built. And so short of the long is, this was in a wreck. Bo runs an impound lot. So he foreclosed on this car from an impound, and obviously it was running very well when it was running from the cops because it bent the frame. It's got a dent here from a signpost, and it's got a dent there in the roof and a quarter panel in the door from where it lost control and hit a concrete pillar. So this is now going to become a donor car. I know people's going to pitch a fit about us taking it apart, but we're going to sell parts off of it. So if you need a cowl induction hood, just fiberglass or bumpers or whatever, it'll be on Marketplace in Georgia. So don't criticize us about that. But since it's a VTech motor, it does not have a hole for a fuel pump. So now I'm gonna have to put an electric fuel pump on the truck. I have to do several things different, but anyhow. Let me go get the battery post cleaning and I'll be right back. Alright, we got the battery out of the Big Bird, got it cleaned up. I don't see no fire. Don't smell no smoke, because I can't smell anyhow. Got the rhinovirus and didn't even go to the zoo. How do you do that? Alright, hands clear. Well, I just cranked Big Bird up, but it don't want to crank that up. Ain't that something? Rodney went across the street and got us some gas.
This is Rodney, y'all.
That's whose shop we've been using while we're down here. And this one here is full of precious gems and metals. It has an electric fuel pump, but there's no gas in the tank, so that does no good. Alright. This is hard to turn. Hey, starter says yeah and no at the same time. Alright. Starter says no. Now we know what to fly on the trunk's for. If you can't get all the gas in the carburetor, just pour it all over. It'll ignite at some point in time. Alright. Alright. The gas.
It will run.
Yeah. And we'll back up.
Crank and drive. I told you we talked him up.
Yeah. Yeah, if you ever want anybody to show up, all you gotta do is mention their name. You mention Bill, and there he is. Alright, let's see what else we gotta do. We'll be right back with you.
You just taking these two off.
Yeah. We're gonna take the hood off of it so we can pick it up and access the bottom half of the car. I think we're gonna have to pull the plugs out of it and take the manifolds off of it. Because we have very limited tools down here to work with. So. Some one of the city folks blowing a horn right around. What our intentions are is to pull the motor and transmission out of this and stab it in that black pickup truck. And as far as I know, he don't want to do nothing crazy as far as a cam or nothing, so it's just going to be a stock running motor. Which it ought to run pretty good. Somebody put torque bits in the thing. So only time will tell. I bet the one of these is going to be missing. Because that's just the way it works around here. I did this because the springs, the hinges are so long. When you would pull the hood down, it would buckle the hood. So I thought it was a wise idea to put screws back here. There's one.
If we're sniffly and we sound kind of weird, it's because we're just getting over the crud. We've been, this is the first day we've been out.
Yeah, we're trying to get y'all some content. I haven't been able to video because of the snow and being sick, so. That thing's made out of good fiberglass. The only thing about dealing with impound cars, you don't know nothing about it and there's nobody to call and ask, so you just have what you have. Dang, that sounds like a commercial for Varsity. What do you have, what do you have, what do you have?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
And you wind up with heartburn and diarrhea for the next 3 days. I mean, good food. Less filling. Tastes great. Yeah, somebody just loves hose clamps. They put clamps on everything. Vacuum lines. It's a radiator to fit in the S10, so we're going to try and preserve it. Has to go nowhere. My nose won't quit from running. Yeah, they said we had the rhino virus and we didn't even go to the zoo. He's had a freezing spell. I don't see no freeze plugs missing. My repo boys are rough on the pick-em-up trucks. Gotta grab a 1/2 inch wrench.
Well, before they took the motor out, they decided to get it to do one last wheelie.
What?
Sometimes that blade ain't no good anymore. See y'all.
Bye. Love you too.
Alright y'all, we had a couple of subscribers who wanted to see how one of these trucks beds worked. So just so happens we got to use to pull the motor out of this cart. So you take and you raise your boom up, undo the cog here, and that undoes the cable that goes around the top of the boom. We ain't done no heavy lifting, so it should be pretty well wound up right. Then you turn your T-handle right here, so to clear the hole. Mine's a WD-40, but that thing ain't moved in a minute. Turn this so it'll drop down the hole when we get to one. That's the only downfall of these things. You got to keep them lubricated. Or you'll fight with them. There we go. And then once you get it out in your desired reach, wind all this bird's nest back up. We just make it. And you've got an instant engine hoist, just like that. You can take and unpin your sling right here. You can drop it off. Or what I always do is just take and fold it back up on the bed of the truck. That way it's there if I need it, for whatever reason. Alright, we're going to take the distributor cap off this thing so that we don't bust it. Huh?
I said, you trying to get my fingers.
Okay, well, it's out. So that was a success. Didn't take us but about an hour and a half between everybody stopping by talking.
Well, actually working on it.
So we're gonna call the owner of the black truck and see what he wants to do with it. So we'll be back to you as soon as we hear from him, and we'll show you the results of the engine in the black truck now. This is going to, the frame's busted and bent. We're going to use the rear end in another project. We're going to use the front spindles off of it in another project. And we're going to use the power steering gearbox off of it in another project. So it's not going to be just thrown away. It's going to be reused. So one death breaches life into 10 other things. So, but the haters are going to hate, so I can't do anything about it. But we got it stripped down as far as we're going to go to this point, and we're going to take it over there and get it prepared to stick back in the truck. So it is tomorrow. Poof.
Well, Big Bird brought the engine out of the Malibu over to Rodney so that we can get it pressure washed. We've got it soaking in degreaser, and we're gonna get started on washing this thing. Then we're gonna see what all we gotta have for it. Probably gonna put another cam in it, replace some gaskets, and we'll make a summit run and get all that picked up.
All right, Bo, there's your motor cleaned. We'll get in here on the engine stand and see what we need. I think we're going to possibly put a small thumbstick in it, just to make it sound like a truck again. Nothing radical like it was, but it kind of be disheartening to have to spend all this time and money on the truck, put it back as a sleeper, literally. So we'll get all this cleaned up, put away, and we'll be back with you here in a few minutes.
The goats thinks it's hilarious that we're out here pressure washing in the cold. Yeah, I hear you laughing at us. At least one thinks it's funny. You think it's funny? Huh? Oh, of course now you're gonna be silent. See ya. Well, before heading on back north to Tennessee, we stopped by a friend's house who does taxidermy work. So I figured I would show you a little bit of his animals on display here in his game room while we were here. Better check out the squirrel over here with the fishing pole. Check this one out. Oh, there's not, that one, not a fan of. Well, that one is huge. Let me check that one out. And then he's got some fish and ducks and deer heads over here. That's a nice display there. There's a beaver down here. And looks like some turkeys over here on this side and a wild boar head. There's some awards he's won for his taxidermy work. And there's another one here. And we've got a bunch of skins here. So yeah, some pretty awesome taxidermy work here, done by Mr. Bill.
Well, alright y'all, we've ordered a camshaft for it, so it's going to take a day or two for it to get here due to the weather. So we're going to leave this video off right here. We got the motor tore down, and the timing chain has some slack in it, so we're going to put a new timing chain in it. While we're in there, we're going to put a thump stick in it, at least make the truck sound halfway to what it's supposed to be. It ain't going to sound nothing like it did with the 454 in it. Appreciate y'all watching, and sorry about the longevity of getting the video out and us being sick, but that's your life. So we got the cam bearings ordered, got a new camshaft ordered, gasket set, the whole 9 yards for this block. We're just going to freshen it up and put it in the truck. So stay tuned next week and you'll see the rest of this build. And thanks for watching. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend. Catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok, if it still exists. And hit that notification button, it does something. If anything else, it'll wake you up in the middle of the night. Alright, catch you next week.